Hello cardboard lovers, it's Cardboard Badger here. I hope you're doing well, and today we have for you a brand new standard legal deck tech as of the 9th of September with cards from Magic the Gathering's newest set, Dominaria United. We're going dimir firstly, and we are going for maximum ravens. A world of fun. I hope you enjoy this deck tech. If you do so and you would like more Cardboard Badger in your life, please check out the links in the descriptions below. And all I can say is I hope you enjoy this fantastically fun deck. Starting off with our creatures, we're playing a total of 17. We're going to begin with the key card. We have a full play set of the Raven Man. For 2 mana, 1 and a black, we have a 2/1 legendary creature human wizard with, at the beginning of each end step, if a player discarded a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying, and this creature can't block. For 4 mana, 3 and a black, we can tap the Raven Man and each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. This deck is all about making sure that either ourselves or our opponents are going to be discarding cards to create as many birds as humanly possible and flapping for the win. We have variants, we can be doing lots of other things with lots of other creatures also, but the key point is making sure we're going to be disrupting our opponent's hand. We're going to be drawing and discarding our own hands and making a world of birds. Next, we have a selection of creatures that are going to be supporting the Raven Man by drawing cards and discarding cards. We're going to be starting off with 2 copies of Hypnotic Grifter. For 1 blue mana, we have a 1/2 Human Rogue, and for 3 mana, Hypnotic Grifter Connives. And we're also going to be playing 3 copies of Virus Beetle and 2 copies of Corrupt Court Official. Both 2 mana, 1 and a black, both 1/1s, and when they enter the battlefield, your opponent is going to discard a card. Up next, we have a full play set of Academy Wall. For 3 mana, 2 and a blue, we have a 0/5 wall. It's a defender, but whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So we've got a nice blocker, relatively cheap, that is still going to support our Raven Man and get us a load of birds. And our final creature, we are playing 2 copies of Sheoldred the Apocalypse. For 4 mana, 2 black, we have a 4/5 legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor. It's got Death Touch, and whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life, and whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. The opponent losing 2 life is fantastic, but this is purely in here because we're going to be drawing a lot of cards, and then obviously discarding them to gain lots and lots of birds, and every time we do that we are going to be gaining 2 life. It's going to keep us in the game longer because obviously our birds cannot block. So 2 copies of. Up next we have our non-creature spells, starting off with our key card. 3 copies of Vesuvan Duplimancy. For 4 mana, 3 and a blue, we have an enchantment with whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. So we are going to be obviously targeting our Raven Man to make multiple Raven Men and make even more birds and flapping for the win. Obviously you've got the option of choosing any of your creatures. You can then start producing additional Sheoldreds. Yeah, this is an absolute amazing card. Up next we have a selection of cards that are going to be able to target our own creatures, individual targeting spells, and we have 2 copies of Fading Hope. For 1 blue mana, we have an instant with return target creature to its owner's hand. If its mana value was 3 or less, scry 1. So we can obviously get rid of our opponent's biggest threat, but also target ourselves when we got Duplimancy out. Put this on our Raven Man or anything, and then obviously create additional copies. In the same theme, we are also going to be playing 2 copies of Battle Rage Blessing. For 1 and a black, we have an instant. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible till the end of turn. And we also have 2 copies of Return to Action. For 2 mana, 1 and a black, we have another instant. Until the end of turn, target creature gains +1/+0 and gains lifelink. And when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Up next, we have a selection of cards for disruption and removal, starting off with 2 copies of Cut Down. For 1 black mana, we have an instant. Destroy target creature with a total power and toughness 5 or less. Really like this card. Absolutely fantastic. We're also going to be playing a full play set of Duress. For 1 black mana, we have a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So again, making our opponent's hand smaller, enabling us to make more ravens if we happen to have our raven man out. Duress, fantastic card in this deck. We're also playing 2 copies of Essence Capture. For 2 blue mana, we have an instant counter target creature spell and put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. And we also have 1 copy of Extract the Truth. For 2 mana, 1 and a black, we have a sorcery. We can choose one of the following options. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a creature, enchantment, or planeswalker card from it. That player discards that card. That's what we want to see. Or we also have the opportunity, target opponent sacrifices an enchantment. We're also playing 1 copy of the Modern Age. For 2 mana, 1 and a blue, we have an enchantment saga. The first 2 chapters, draw a card, then discard a card. So early on, this is fantastic. It is going to enable us, if we have the Raven Man out, to create more birds, which is brilliant. And the 3rd chapter, exile this saga and return it to the battlefield, transformed under your control, which then will enable us to have the Vector Glider. And we have a 2/3 flyer. And our final card, before we get onto the land base, we have got 2 copies of Murder. And finally, we have the lands. We have a total of 23, starting off with 1 copy of Ottawa, a Soaring City, legendary land. We can tap it for 1 blue mana, and also for 3 and blue we have Channel. We can discard the Soaring City, returning a target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. And this ability will cost 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. So we can bounce something back to our opponent's hand, which is great. In addition to that, we are going to be playing 9 islands and also 13 swamps. So there we have it, the entire standard legal deck tech with cards from Dominaria United. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have done so, and you want to like, share, subscribe, do the usual business, that would be amazing. It will help out the channel a lot. And like I said at the beginning, if you would like more Cardboard Badger in your life, please check the links in the description below. Other than that, I'd just like to say thank you for watching, people. And if you do happen to put this deck together in some form, please let me know in the comments below how many ravens you can make. I would love to find out. Anyway, thanks for watching, people, and we will see you again soon here on Cardboard Badger.